'Tis the season of giving, my cuties, and today I give you Deviant Weebs. Disclaimer, because I know how scrubs get uppity and like to throw out the term white knight. Before this video, I had not heard about the artists mentioned within. I found out a little more about them in the following months. I am not a fan, nor do I like any of their artwork. Also, I'm going to preemptively note that during the course of watching this video and initially planning the script, there were so many instances where I would have been saying, "Where's your evidence?" that, frankly, it seemed redundant. It is important, however, to acknowledge exactly how many times this sort of thing happens within this video. So instead, I'm going to replace every instance of "Where's your evidence?" with something else. Let's see if y'all can figure out what it is.
Are you ready to listen to a man complain about something that's none of his business?
Are you ready to listen to Chocolate Indian Tits talk about stupid DeviantArt weebs for 20 minutes?
Well, I'm not. This has been on my mind a lot recently, but the Powerpuff Girls fandom.
Oh boy!
Now don't get me wrong, I like the original show. It was great. The new show is okay at best, but the fandom is pure cancer. Now what you see here is the most popular girl in the Powerpuff Girls fandom. Basically, the telephone of the Powerpuff Girls. And good lord, what is this? How can any of this be called original? Her OC is a Mary Sue.
Spill vinegar in your eyes.
Now, I've been following this blog for a while. It's called Anti-Powerpuff Girls Net, and they're on Tumblr. And let's just search Nicole. There are 1,708 results for Nicole. Okay? How about Elena, Nicole's girlfriend? 711 results. Now, apparently these two are dating, and their cancerous fan base that they've created says that if you don't support those two being together, you're a homophobe.
Go kiss a cactus.
Well, gee, people don't support them being together because they trace people's art, they use bases for commissions, they lie, they cheat, they do all sorts of gross things, and they trace other people's art.
What you're describing people not liking is Nicole and Elena's personalities, which is vastly separate from the notion of people not liking them simply being together. The two wouldn't have to be a couple, and people can still dislike them for tracing, using bases, cheating, and lying. And they can dislike them for it as a pair. It has nothing to do with them being a couple. Clearly the people saying that if you don't like them being together, then you're a homophobe, are referring to those who don't like them being together because it's a homosexual relationship.
It's ridiculous. And there is plenty of evidence that these two trace.
Banana, 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 banana.
Yeah! Girls in bright colored pajamas! Yeah! Hit you much harder than hammers!
Yeah!
Like, the Osamatsu style. They literally, that style is so simple, and yet they felt the need to trace it.
I bite my thumb at thee!
They felt the need to trace for something with such a simple style that anyone can do it. I did it! It was easy! Now, this girl Nicole, she's also a huge bitch. You try to give her a little bit of criticism just to help her, and she goes full mental on you.
Your video is garbage.
I'm just gonna pull up her DeviantArt. Let's see some of the wonderful things she's done recently. Or we could just go to her YouTube. Her YouTube totally isn't cancer at all. But, now if you were to compare her style to the Powerpuff Girls style, she has taken so many artistic liberties, which you're supposed to do.
But I'm just gonna say it in an indignant tone to imply that using the style in the first place is a bad thing.
But the worst thing is, what she does is she draws borderline pornographic content of these characters. Powerpuff Girls are 5 years old. That's borderline child pornography.
Keep this in mind for the duration of the video, people. It's insanely important. And no, it's not for the reason you think.
Wow! Isn't that amazing? And that's pretty much how the whole Powerpuff Girls fandom works. You draw porn, or borderline porn, of characters.
I hope you step on a Lego brick.
And she gets mad when people ship her with other people, which is ridiculous. I can guarantee this is probably traced.
Are you, like, romantically inept? She gets mad when people ship her with other people. Gee, I wonder if it's because she has a girlfriend. Maybe it makes them uncomfortable. I don't know. You certainly aren't doing anything even remotely close to ironing that out for the audience. Also, your shoes are ugly.
But just pages and pages and pages of this cancer. Like, for real. Oh, here's her Osomatsu stuff. Also incest. Yay. Oh, and she doesn't just ship herself with Elena. She ships her gender-bent self with Elena. She ships herself with gender-bent Elena. It's a full fucking circle jerk of cancer.
Oh noes! How dare I ship myself with a gender-bent version of the person whom I acknowledge loving and whom I would still love if they were the other gender, which I can speculate about because I'm an artist and, fuck man, I can totally draw fantasies like that! How horrible!
Look at all this! Look at all this original content that totally wasn't traced or stolen at all!
Your birth certificate came with an apology letter from Trojan Condoms.
Isn't it wonderful? Now, these are all the, gifts she's given to people. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just begin by saying that this person is a bitch. Then we can just kind of skip over the gifts that she's made for people because that might contradict a bit of what I'm saying. Back to the tour bus, people. This way, this way.
Yeah, this is something. I don't know what it is, but it's not good. It's also such a sad state that the Powerpuff Girls fandom is in that you can literally search anything, then put Powerpuff Girls after it. And congratulations, you found yourself some quality cancer. Like, you could even search your name. Okay, I'll do that for my name. Matthew, Powerpuff Girls. I wasn't kidding. Let's try my birth name, Michaela, Powerpuff Girls. What cancer shall we unleash? A lot of cancer.
Guys, did you know that if you search something alongside the phrase Powerpuff Girls, you're gonna get something Powerpuff Girls related? What is this nonsense? Obviously the fandom is abundant and terrible for this reason.
Oh, I didn't even mention Powerpuff Girls bases. These things are something truly, truly spectacular. I mean, wow. I've never seen such originality. Okay, the only one I'll give credit to is this one, because this one's actually kind of cute, but the rest of them, good lord, what the fuck.
Oh, so that one in particular is okay. For reasons you're clearly not making note of, but the other ones are bad because reasons. Seriously, they're all the goddamn same. They're the same ootsy-cutesy style. They're just put into different poses. That's the point.
Why? Who would make this and why? I didn't mean to search that, but why?
Professional.
These characters are 5 years old and you're putting them in such sexual situations it's not even funny. Like, what is this?
Characters drawn in the Powerpuff Girls style that are clearly older than 5. You know, because that's how the Powerpuff Girls style portrays the aging of the characters. That really is the biggest problem here. The assumption that because the characters are being drawn in the style of Powerpuff Girls, they all must be 5 years old. Spoilers! They're not.
Why? Why would any sane human being do this? Good lord, these are children! Stop!
Fuck me. You do realize that bases are generally drawn naked, right? So that people can put their own clothes and attributes on the characters? I mean, yeah, you could look at a picture of two base characters being intimate and assume it's automatically meant to be sexual. But you know what this also kind of looks like? A hug. It's up to the person using that base as to what the characters are going to be wearing, as well as the finished context for the piece itself. You're the one taking something that can be interpreted multiple ways and ascribing a sexual tone to it. And this is coming from me. If anybody knows the Octomama content, that's weird, okay?
Well, enough about me crying. One person I want to make an example of is imma-the-deer. Now, she doesn't draw Powerpuff Girls stuff anymore.
Which is why it's so necessary for me to bring her up in a video ranting about the Powerpuff Girls fandom in the present context.
But good God, she had some of the best cancer of the fandom. She used to love Nicole. So much so that she drew porn of Nicole.
Your voice sounds like dying roadkill.
Now, from what we know, Imma is 18, and Nicole is like 12.
When your mother had you, she confused you for the afterbirth. Oh, so wow, not even close.
And of course, now she's on the anti-Powerpuff side. But, back then, she was something spectacular. Now, I want to show some of it, but, you know, it's pornography, and YouTube kind of doesn't like that.
And of course, cropping the images and editing my video is simply out of the question.
But she's a pretty okay artist now.
You and me, but mostly me, are gonna change the world forever. 'Cause I can do most anything.
And I can stand next to you and watch.
Every hero needs a sidekick. Every captain needs a mate. Every dinner needs a side dish.
On a slightly smaller plate.
And now we're seeing eye to eye. It's so great we can agree that Heavenly Father has chosen you and me, just mostly me.
Yeah, she shipped herself with Rick from Rick and Morty. You know, the 60, 70-year-old guy with an 18-year-old girl.
Okay, 1, isn't illegal, so if that's whom she's attracted to, whatever. 2, intellect, charisma, and a sense of humor is attractive to people. And 3, also kind of helps that Rick is drawn in an insanely simplistic, cartoony manner, so while people might be able to say he's so-and-so age, as a cartoon, he doesn't look like it.
And she drew some pretty rapey content.
Your parents are an example of 2 wrongs don't make a right.
But, as I know, some people who draw rape are victims of rape and abuse themselves, which Imma said that she has gone through. So I guess I can give her some sort of a pass, but it's still creepy and gross.
Despite the fact that I'm acknowledging a psychological reason for rape victims to make rape-related content, I'm still going to shame the victim for it. Bitch, please.
And again, these characters are like 5 years old. Stop it.
Sounds like the only reason you're complaining about them getting laid is because they didn't have to take your route of crawling into a chicken's ass and waiting. What characters? This whole time you're addressing the situation as if people are drawing the actual Powerpuff Girls in sexual situations, which they're not. At least, not the artists you're talking about. I don't know if you go on Rule 34, but goddamn don't. They're using the Powerpuff Girls style and making their own characters. Big surprise here, folks! This is what he does for the whole video. Looks at the characters of people who are clearly not 5 years old and pretends like they are 5 years old because of the style being used. That's not how that fucking works.
But yeah, original character. Don't steal. Donut steal. Just donut do it.
You fucking clicked on it and you couldn't be bothered to scroll down and see if there was a listed age?
Yeah, but Imma has like 3 iterations of this one character because it was her Sona, but they all changed within 1 week of each other.
Yes, how horrible it must be to be unsure of a character's final appearance, and to go through multiple iterations before settling on a version you think fits them the best. Don't these Powerpuff fans know that artists and designers are supposed to always know exactly what something is going to look like right out of the gate? Hey, you want to know a not secret? The character Ponder Sprocket that I use in my videos was the 7th design concept I came up with for her. And she got fatter and more muscular even after that.
Now, Imma, 303 results, and she's fairly recent, and Nicole's been around for years, and she had, 1,700?
Holy shit, this is so not comparable! I don't want to speculate that you're purposely misleading your audience, but this is stupid. First of all, the slang term Imma exists. As in, I'ma smack you into the next century. So already the number of posts related to the user you're referring to, imma-the-deer, at the time imma-the-neko, is lesser. Secondly, many of the posts I'm scrolling through on this page have to do with people praising Imma for distancing herself from the PPG fandom, so they're not all negative remarks like you're implying. Thirdly, Imma ended up at the center of multiple controversies, so of course people are going to be talking about her more often. Scrolling through these posts, there's talk of Elena's fans hacking Imma's account. There's post after post of people saying, oh, that's totally not Imma pretending to be this other user, hi kitty PPG. Spoilers, it was. Endless talk about her leaving the fandom and turning anti-PPG. People feeling bad for Imma because, quote unquote, she has real problems and other PPG people are bitching about nothing. Talking about Imma's sexual assault, talking about Imma's suicidal online prodding, at the time feeling bad for her, praying she's alright, and this is all discounting what's happened with her a few months after this video came out. Just search imma-the-deer on YouTube. If you're interested, I'm not getting into it. So yeah, big surprise, the two aren't comparable!
And of course now, Imma's a pretty nice person, but again, back in the day, she was the purest cancer the site had.
You know, it's pretty funny that someone like Matthew can go on and on about how PPG fandom is cancer because of two artists. Yes, that's it. We're closer to the end of the video than you think. But then I can go onto his YouTube channel and find furry unboxing.
Oh no, a card.
And yes, the point is that cancer is cancer is cancer is cancer, and different cancers can see different cancers as cancers as cancers as cancers. I need chemotherapy.
And stuff with Nicole and her drawing herself naked constantly.
Before you, I'd never met someone whose age was the same as their IQ.
And most of the really pornographic stuff was taken down because people were complaining and she got strikes on her account.
You're proof that a human being can survive without a brain.
Like the whole bit with Nicole. And it's just a lot of great stuff. A lot. How about we go to page 5? Maybe this is where it all started with all the... No, page 5? Even though there was clearly a page 5? Or page 4, what the heck? How about page 3? To do that trick. But seriously, Imma was something magical.
Fuck yo, Maho Shoujo!
Alright, now let's get on to another piece of cringe. Let's go to Hi Kitty PPG.
Hi guys, remember when I said that Matthew was only talking about two artists? It's funny because hindsight!
Now this woman also makes pornography. But none of hers gets taken down because apparently no one cries about it enough.
Fuck you!
She traces and steals art.
Fuck your mother!
On multiple occasions.
Fuck your sister!
She's part of the wonderful Animal Jam fandom. She recolors her own art.
Fuck your grandmother!
Oh, did I mention? She traces.
Fuck them all twice with a barbed wire dildo.
She's friends with Nicole. Isn't she just a wonderful person? Oh, where have I seen that pose? That was only traced from this other picture of hers.
I thought you said she was recoloring her own art. That's different from tracing her own art, and for that matter, why is tracing her own artwork bad? You use the same pose for multiple characters in your work. Here's a picture of the base you've drawn. Here's a second picture with different physical traits placed on the same base. Here's an adoption sheet of multiple characters in the same pose. Here's a finished character using the same recycled pose. And here's another character, the pose of which you copied and pasted 3 other times onto another piece, simply either adding or removing elements. Why the hell is it bad when Imma does it, and not you? Did Imma not make the base and that's the problem? Okay, then here's a picture of you using a Homestuck basic troll base to create multiple Homestuck characters. Doesn't count because they're trolls and the base is intended for that? Okay, here's a completely non-troll character you made that uses the same troll base. Doesn't work because the former were adopts and the latter wasn't you tracing over your own base? Okay, here's a basic pose that you made that you then reused for your character here pieces. Furthermore, I know that your character here pieces are done with this specific pose in mind, but that doesn't mean it's there and okay to berate another artist who does the same thing simply for themselves and without pay. Hell, the first thing I saw when I went to your DeviantArt page was, oh lolly bitch, why? Do you get the stupid yet? And I couldn't find your fur affinity page, so guess who thinks that you didn't ask permission to trace over this mask concept? Fucking me!
Let's see. Oh! Pornography and vor.
That's not pornography, it's just a panty shot.
Oh! Original character. Don't steal.
Original character, don't steal. Original character, don't steal. Onion character, don't cry, posted 3 months before this video was made.
The only picture of hers that was taken down was one that involved her naked with Azriel Dreamer.
Bash your head against a wall.
And this is what she had to say about it. Wow. Wow. Also, this girl's apparently 18. Apparently, all the members of the Powerpuff Girls fandom are 18 years old, but act like massive 3-year-olds. Isn't that great?
Apparently those who rant about stupid Powerpuff dorks have never heard the concept of let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Isn't that great?
Oh, by the way, where have I seen that pose before? Oh yeah, from Emma's other work that she traced. She traces her own artwork.
I love how he accidentally slipped up and said that Hi traced from Imma, and then went on to say that it was her own work. Hindsight makes everything hilarious.
Oh, and here's proof that she stole someone's base and didn't give credit. How nice.
Gee, now if only you'd provided that much for every other instance.
Now this one's different because she ended up redrawing it because she realized the eyes were too close, but gee, that style of ears? That's only something that Nicole and Elena does.
No, it's not. Shut the fuck up. Also, you're ranting on people who actively draw in the style of a show that none of them created. You do not now get to start bitching about stealing styles of ears or whatever. And nothing else of consequence is mentioned beyond this point except for Hi stealing a picture and pretending it was her, as well as many other utterances of cancer, so we're skipping the last 52 seconds. Ultimately, what have we learned from this video? Well, from a certain perspective, I suppose it very well might be that it takes cancer to recognize cancer, but I more like to view it from the perspective of this commentary has made for the weirdest thumbnail yet. We got some new cutie pies gracing me with artwork that I don't deserve. Deviant Weebs by the gloriously huggable Julia Arts 2002. Honda Sprocket Fanart by the illustriously squeezable Cine Bear 03. Honda Sprocket by the lovably colorful Autumn Kohai. And YouTube commentary by the perfectly namesaked Bonnie Cute 173. If you like the artwork in this video, you can follow the links in the description to see all the cuties and their work. You can also check out my DeviantArt page, read my comics on Tapas, or become a supporter on Patreon for sneak previews of sketches, comics, and future videos. Until next time, cuties, Octomama out. Oh, so that one. Fucking hit the mic. This is why you don't flail your arms when you're recording. Oh, I gotta laugh again. Fuck!